Hey there people, it's your favorite reptile, Dragonfan96, bringing some more BTD Battles Salt videos, and today I got a good one for you. Today we're going to be doing some speed with fire. Now I'm going to first show how it's done first. Alrighty, so here's our first opponent. Let's get poppin'. Yes, let's get on poppin'. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here's the strategy, and this strategy isn't mine. Okay, for once, it's actually not my own little memes that I do. Today, this is actually someone else's memes, and that meme goes out to C-Frams. Shout out to C-Frams, you should really check out his content, it's amazing. And so here's how the strategy works. You want to get a 2-0 boomerang tower, and then you want to do rubber to gold and then lightning bolt. Now here's the best part. With rubber to gold, you get just enough money to get a glaive ricochet. And you need glaive ricochet or else you are going to struggle, as you'll see here with my opponent. They start to struggle with that dartling. That one dartling is not going to cut it. And so, by round 4 to round 6, you want to have at least 2 glaive ricochets so you can pop yellows pretty fast. Because them yellows, they move fast. And they pile real fast. Alright, so besides rubber to gold and lightning bolt, which, by the way, you want to use lightning bolt because that's what will allow you to collect money the fastest with rubber to gold. Jugger Lance is okay, but you only get 2 Jugger Lances, and Glue Storm makes it very long to get rubber to gold, so it's not as effective. Right here, my opponent just got overwhelmed, and yeah, they didn't really last too long. Moving on to a more longer map, hopefully, or a longer match, hopefully. Alrighty, so this is our next opponent, Asperia. Now, I've battled this person at least 4 times. Now, I'm pretty certain I lose to this one, and the only reason I lose is because I choke, because I didn't expect the ceramic to leak through. I was hoping the ceramic would actually get hit by the glaive lord, which you'll see later. But the only reason I'm showing this is because cobras don't work in speed with fire. They don't work. Sure, it may sound ideal. Yeah, you'd be adjusting balloons and misdirecting BFBs, making it harder for the opponent. But when your opponent has a quarter stall and the final power, which is going to be a big balloon slow, which slows down balloons by 60%, on top of the quarter stall, which is a 50%, so Moabs move 110% slower for the duration of Big Balloon Slow. Yeah, them balloons aren't gonna move anywhere. And if you're random a sniper, you are set, man. That is the ultimate stall right there. But actually, the best random is actually Village. The reason why is because when you get Energy Beacon, it actually makes it so that way you can do Sabo and Absolute Zero more frequently, which is quite helpful for microwing. But right here, I basically just try to get as much damage, chip damage out, because they struggle very hard, and they do get lead, but I mean, they lose so many lives, and yeah, I'm gonna just speed this up here. So what ends up happening is I saw my glaive ricochets, and right here, this is probably my biggest choke. Instead of getting Arctic Wind like I was supposed to, I get Ice Shard. And that's what probably choked me, because look, that ceramic, it regens, and then that's what killed me. Right here, I sent Camo Ledge because he didn't have Camo Ledge protection. And yeah, I kind of choked on that. I probably should have done Arctic Wind, and that would have taken out the ceramics, and they would have died. But this person I have collapsed at least 3 different times, so it's not a big loss to me. Anyways, I don't win them all. They don't really have cobras, but they have been known to use cobras, and I'll show a nice good little counter to cobras here in the next match. Alrighty, So, let's get poppin'. So, it's gonna be the same strategy as before, and I'm gonna just speed it up because, I mean, it's literally just gonna be us popping balloons. My opponent gets overwhelmed immediately. Here, they do rubber to gold, but they don't have lightning bolt, they have spike storm. I don't know why they chose spike storm, probably to, like, counter, like, really fast some of gods going through, but, like, at what cost? So, a nice good counter to your own strategy is fast balloons, such as Spaced Pinks, or any of the Spaced Balloons, unless they have a ninja. But right here, I make them use the Spike Storm because they got overwhelmed, and they didn't have time to get a second Glaive Ricochet like they're supposed to. And so, yeah, they would have lost. So they lost a little bit of lives. They get a Glaive Lord, and that's actually pretty nice for them. And I get my own Glaive Lord. This time I'm smart, and I actually get Arctic Wind. That actually stops even ceramics. Well, I say it stops ceramics, but yeah, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. But anyways, the ceramic was to get through the Glaive Lord because that's the Glaive Lord's weakness. And considering the only other thing that was camo was that Balloon Jitsu, it was to do some chip damage at least. So at here, I just get up some Ice Shards, a couple ninjas, and he gets up a second Glaive Lord. This is where he starts getting the Cobra spam, and I'm just like, oh, come on, man. Because I've had so many people try using Cobras and speed with fire. He offensive pushed BFBs, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. Right here, he misdirects BFBs to give me a really hard time. I'm just like, yeah, okay. I was really fortunate in my fourth tower being Tax Shooter. So right here, I Big Balloon Slow twice because if I didn't, those Moabs would have leaked right through. And yeah, so I just kind of flux on him because, like, you know, he just wasted all that cash trying to send offensive pushed BFBs. And yeah, now he just balloon adjust and attrition, like the Cobra strategy noob that he is. And yeah, this goes on for quite a while. So I think at some point they disconnect to try disconnect stalling, which just kind of towers on to the toxicity, because it's bad enough that you have to use Cobras to think that you'll win, but it's another when you have to disconnect stall to try glitching a win by faking a god mode, essentially, because of the whole disconnect glitching thing, where if you disconnect at just the right time, it'll make it so the balloons don't make you lose lives, which is essentially a pseudo god mode, because it's a miscommunication with servers, and server manipulates it, and it's really crummy to do. Crummy and scummy, really. So he gets like a whole bunch of Cobras, and I'm just like, okay, well, you go ahead and go with your Cobras. They're not gonna do you much good. So I'm attrition down to 1 life, and I'm just like, okay, well, it doesn't matter what you do, round 40, you're dead. Because here's the thing with Speed with Fire, if you don't have quad stall, yeah, you're dead by round 40. So right here, anytime there is a Moab, or he had a chance to get a Moab, he would misdirect it over. Yeah, it was just a waste of an ability. It really was. It really was a waste of an ability. Like, this strategy that C-Frames has is almost unbeatable. Almost. There are a few instances where if you catch it early game, it'll hinder you slightly, but, like, there's still ways around it. Like, so far I've only had 1 loss, and that was because they used Price Gouge, which was actually very smart because it made it so I couldn't get Glaive Ricochet right away. Now right here, that BFB got a little too close for my comfort, so I just had to micromanage some Moab pop power right there. And I was like, alright, if I don't take this opponent out now, I mean, they're going to just keep misdirecting and causing some pain. Right here, I get some ice lag because I was having the Arctic wind, and I probably shouldn't have done anything. Right here, yeah, those, oh my gods, it may appear like it's lagging, but that's only because of the ice. And I'm just like, see ya, man. You get your Cobras, and yeah, you can get a 2-4 Dartling all you want. Them Zemagods aren't gonna pop, and they just fall. They just fall. So, yeah. They're just like, thanks, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, if we're gonna use Cobras, save that for BFB Coliseum. Like, it's not gonna help. It really isn't. Anyways, moving on to another video. Alrighty, so here's our next Speed with Fire match. Another Cobra user. That's right, there's 2 Cobras in this one. So, yeah, I don't remember if this person did use Cobras. I think they did, and, like, it didn't really help them out too much. They do use Knockout, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, Knockout ain't gonna do you anything. Because I just sold my glaive, my Boomerang Tower, and just got a Glaive Ricochet, and yeah, he just wasted his Knockout. I don't think he uses Knockout again because he realizes it's not gonna work. Here, I send a Space Pink to try forcing something. I forced a Lightning Bolt, which is actually pretty good. I lost, like, probably, like, a couple of lives, but that's really not that big of a deal. Right here, he gets a Ninja up in case I send, like, Space Blacks, but, I mean, at that point, it's really not worth it. I'm better off ecoing than trying to do chip damage. So right here, I use my second Rubber Gold Lightning Bolt, and I believe this is one where I keep one of my Lightning Bolts in case they try to do something shady, such as, like, knocking out my Glaive Lord, which I am thankful that they haven't, because that would have been pretty much the end of the match right there, because, you know, Knockout is fair and balanced. But, yeah, they are somewhat struggling with getting the second Glaive Ricochet. They do get their second Glaive Ricochet. However, here comes a lot of pinks, and those pinks are going to give them some minor inconveniences. So right here, I start to lose a little bit of lives, a little too much for my comforts. So I'm like, alright, you knocked out the wrong Glaive Ricochet. If you knocked out the first one there, yeah, it would have helped you out a lot better. And so now I got a Glaive Lord, and I get the Ice. I believe I eventually get it to Arctic Winds, but it's just basically there to slow down some balloons that happen to slip by, and Flash Bomb, just in case, to stall. And right here, I get a Region Lead, because here I thought, oh yeah, that will totally work. But then I'm just like, oh yeah, Glaive Lord. So right here, I could have probably snuck a Camo Ceramic, but then it would have hurt me. So I just kind of ecoed a little bit more. And then I got a second Glaive Lord just in case if he knocked out my first one. Because I don't think he uses the last one. Right here, here comes the Ceramic, and yeah, that Ceramic, yeah, that's gonna do a lot of damage. It did a fair bit of damage to me, but not nearly as bad as Moise's. And right here, I get a Glue, because Glue was my random, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna definitely help, because Glue is fair and balanced. So right here, I just get Glue Hose and Corrosive Acid, so that way, Corrosive Glue, so that way, I can slow down the balloons, and then the Glaive Lord to just clean up any balloons that were glued. It makes it less struggle for the, core attacking, which is the Arctic Wind Glaive Lord combo. And, I believe eventually they, make some Cobras. I believe eventually they do. Oh yeah, I do get Ice Shards because Ice Shards is actually really effective at taking down Moabs because of the Shard ability, where it just kind of it just kind of melts away Moabs. So right here, I get a few ninjas to clean up any ceramics that come by, and then I send a quick "Oh my god," because I'm just like, we ain't doing that Cobra bullshit again. And right here, I just stall. And I'm just like, see ya, man. You get all your Cobras all you want, it's not gonna help. Tower boost all you want, that's not gonna help either. So, bye-bye! Yeah, and you get Chipper, that's not gonna help. Bye-bye! There goes all those Moabs and ceramics. See ya. Yeah. I really hate Cobras because I find Cobras, in my opinion, I find Cobras as a crutch to make it fair and balanced by making it one-sided for you and your opponent to suffer. And honestly, I feel as though Ninja Kiwi should find some way to balance the Cobra, like maybe not have Balloon Adjust stack, for instance, where Balloon Adjust can only stack a certain amount, and making Mr. X cooldown a little bit longer, and the fact that when you have what was it? It's basically the 3-2 Cobra, where it makes it so cooldowns are reduced. Basically, it doesn't work on the Cobra itself, because then you can just Mr. X spam. But anyways, moving on to our final match of the day. Alrighty, so this is a normal play with fire. This is not speed with fire, normal. And this is another C-Frames memes. This one is the Ninja Cannon Village, and it's actually very useful. And I start with Cannon, and right here I kind of ego choke, because, like, I mean, I don't see why not. Salted Wounds, I don't think it, actually no, it does help, never mind. Salted Wounds actually does help me out because it's Zen Garden. Zen Garden is, like, my least favorite map next to Indoor Pools and Wizard's Keep. But Wizard's Keep is actually my least favorite out of them all because there's so few tower placements and it's very hard to get a tower going. And it's not really a good farming map either. You can only get like 4 farms at best. But one of them you'll have to sacrifice to actually have tower placement. So right here I get a cluster bomb. I believe I eventually get a ninja, so that way I set the ninja to strong, by the way, so that way if it gets any spaced balloons, such as spaced pinks or spaced blacks, it'll target those first over what's in front. So yeah, the ninja's set on strong while the cluster bomb basically cleans up. And right here they're facepalming, they're probably like, bro, I don't know why you're eco-choking me, but look at the numbers don't lie. They barely got any eco off, and yeah, I'm sitting here cruising at a 400. I'm about to have 500 here with some salt. Bam! There goes my eco, it just shot up. And that's how Salted Wounds works. It is probably one of my favorite powers. Next to deactivate abilities. Salted Wounds and deactivate abilities are probably my top 2, like, most used abilities. So, I'm gonna just speed this up a little so that way it goes by a little faster. And, I get a village down so that way I can have camo detection, so that way my cluster bomb can actually take down camos. Now, here's the thing with cluster bomb. If they send regen leads, that actually will be harder for me to deal with, but they don't. But I do get another salt off, so that's nice. Now, I set off I set down some glues, so that way, like, if they do send anything, they'll be glued unless they're camo. Except for that one glue gunner, where it is. I sent a camo lead, and they surrender. Outright surrender. And I was just like, okay, cool. That's a free 100 medallions, because Play with Fire was Lead Dungeon. So, yeah. That will do it for now. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you haven't already, you should really check out C-Frames' videos for more Speed with Fire, because he is the Speed of Fire King. So, with that all said in mind, I thank you all for watching. Until then, I'll see you all then.